On a cold day in Freeport, Illinois, we welcome you inside the Larry F. Kale Gymnasium for a Tuesday doubleheader. First up is the Highland women's basketball team taking on the Candy King Statesmen. Live from Highland Community College, I'm Adam Oppenheim. Well, Highland has struggled out of the gates this season. That was to start. They started 0-3, but they've now won their last 4 games, and now they sit above 500 at 4-3. As for Candy King, under head coach Chris Del Harris, this has been her most successful season by far in her 3rd season with the Statesmen, at least as the head coach. They're currently 6-1 atop the Region 4 standings. Their one loss on the season came a couple weeks ago at Trident, but otherwise they have been really good this season, led by a terrific defense, one of the best in the region. Well, we're about 50 seconds away from starting lineup and the anthem. On the other side for Highland, head coach Joshua Glaw in his 2nd season with the Cougars. It's still been a work in progress on the offensive end. One thing you can point to is their defense. They forced the most turnovers in the region, and it's not even close. They forced 27 turnovers per game. That includes 17.9 steals per game, which is also 1st in the region. We'll get the keys to the game, starting lineups, and more coming up at welcome back to Highland Community College, about to get underway. So let's get you this starters. First for the visiting Candy King Statesmen. A freshman forward from Chicago, Illinois, number 1, Destiny Taylor. A freshman guard from Chicago, Illinois, number 2, Kaylin Cherry. A freshman forward from Jacksonville, Florida, number 3, Gigi Slagveer. A sophomore guard from Chicago, Illinois, number 12, Fantasia Williams. And a sophomore forward from Chicago, Illinois, Jaquila Rice. And now the starters for Highland, it's very similar to what it's been all season long. A freshman guard from Freeport, Illinois, number 1, Alexis Lacey. A sophomore forward from Rockford, Illinois, number 11, Tamara Blackman. A freshman forward from Las Palmas, Spain, number 13, Amada Del Rio Ramirez. A sophomore forward from Ashton, Illinois, number 23, Brie Gonnerman. And a sophomore guard from Madrid, Spain, number 44, Pilar Bernard Ortega. Highland in the white, Kennedy King in the black. Christelle Harris, like I mentioned, her 3rd season as the Kennedy King Statesman head coach, was previously on the Malcolm X Hawks staff. Starred in basketball when she graduated from Barton College. Also played for Western Illinois. Now a chance to be the head coach for the Statesmen. And it's been her most successful season, as she went 1-17 her first season. That was just a couple seasons ago. Last year they went 11-12, 5-2 in conference play. And now they're 6-1. So this is on track to be the best season, at least in her tenure as the head coach. Well, Kennedy King, both these teams really just known for their defensive pressure. It's going to be about which team can obviously score the most, but try to make difficult shots, as that was an air ball on the first shot. Good defense by Highland. Here comes Blackman up the court. Was so big against Lewis and Clark in their last win. Scored double figures in the 4th quarter. A lot of cutting action. Got some open shots for Highland. And sometimes it seems like they don't move enough on offense. They did a great job in the 4th quarter, and that led to the comeback win. Pass inside is deflected, and the first turnover of the game is forced by Kennedy King. Williams back to Cherry. Kennedy King only has 9 players today, which isn't too much of an issue. Usually don't really have more than 10 in your rotation. 10 on the shot clock. Cherry has it up top against Lacey. Cherry into the paint, it's poked away. Good defense by Blackman. Bernard Ortega finds the cutter. Blackman picks up right where she left off on a beautiful cut and draws the foul. 2 shots for Tamara Blackman. Blackman scored 15 points against Lewis and Clark. She hits the first free throw. That was her season high, and 2nd time this season going over 10. Was 7 for 11 from the field and had 9 rebounds, so nearly a double-double. 2-0 Highland to start. And once again showing a little bit of full court pressure. Walking into a 3 is Cherry. Drains it. Well, they beat the press. Wasn't a wide open look, but Cherry stepped in with confidence and canned it. Pass inside. Another cutter. That's Blackman again. This time she missed at the cup. Kaylin Cherry back the other way. Behind the back, creates some room. Mid-range jumper is off the mark. Rebound inside, and a foul as Taylor got hacked going up. You would think for both these teams to avoid playing as much in the half court, they're going to try to push in transition. That last possession for the Statesmen looked like Highland was back defensively, but Cherry was able to shake Bernard Ortega, get the shot away, and create an offensive rebound situation. Taylor short. On the second free throw, it bounces back out to her. Another possession. And the steal, Bernard Ortega in the passing lane, down to the other end, she lays it in. It's been a staple of this Highland team, turning their opponents over and creating points off those turnovers. Pass inside, another turnover. Set at the top of the broadcast, and we're going to keep on saying it all season long, as long as the turnover numbers stay where they are. #1 in the region in forced turnovers, 27 a game. and nearly 18 steals per game. And this is a team that does not turn the ball over a lot in Kennedy King. Just 10 turnovers per game. That's 4th best in Region 4. Blackman was cutting to the rim. And the pass was thrown behind her by Del Rio Ramirez. First sub in for Kennedy King is Jada Jackson. Another steal. Lacey lays it in. Timeout, Kennedy King. This is not the way you would think Christelle Harris wants to start the game. The one thing you really do not want to do against this Highland team is turn the ball over. They've turned it over a few times already in the early going, leading to 2 buckets. And we'll take a 30-second timeout. 7:15 to go in the first quarter. 6-2 Highland. Kennedy King will have possession after the timeout. There's no doubt this is Highland's identity. Defensive intensity, defensive pressure, forcing turnovers, getting easy baskets out in transition. That is what they've been best at all season long. And not only does transition help just create good shots, it means you don't turn the ball over most likely, especially if you have a fast break steal. Highland has turned the ball over 25 times per game. Nearly another turnover is poked away into the backcourt by Blackman. Jada Jackson trying to get him organized, working on Bernat Ortega to the rim. Tough shot off the window, doesn't fall. It was last hit out by Highland. Initially, they said it was off of Kennedy King, and it did not look like it was off the Statesman. Pass over the top to Cameron Walker. Her first action in the game. Jada Jackson is being pressured by Lacey, who pokes it away. Alexis Lacey comes up with another steal up the floor to Bernat Ortega. The pressure by the Freeport, Illinois native on the defensive end. She is hounding the Statesmen. Trying to weave through traffic, floater on the fly, rolls off, battle for the ball, got it back, and then stuck it back in. That was Fantasia Williams, her first basket. Stepping into a three is Donnerman. Short. Last hit. Blackman. So it goes back to the Statesmen. Gigi Slagveer from Jacksonville, Florida, comes into the game for Kennedy King. And that ball is thrown out of bounds. That was intended for Jackson. Williams was maybe expecting Jackson to continue on her route, but she stopped, and another turnover. Del Rio Ramirez is off iron on a three. All the way into the paint, it's stripped on the Walker drive. Blackman, Del Rio Ramirez out of her reach. Well, Highland has been playing in transition about 50% of this game, so Joshua Gloss, gotta love that. But they haven't been able to capitalize off of really some sloppy play on the offensive end by Kennedy King. Blackman goes to the bench. Tofolowski comes in. Walker on the drive to the baseline is trapped. Tossed it. Was it deflected? It was not, but a good save by Jackson, who hit it off Bernat Ortega. That's Cameron Walker trying to make a play, but that is difficult, being surrounded by 3 Cougars. And then just forced to kick the ball out. Williams, 8 on the shot clock. Lacey's right on her. Tries to work through a double team, jump ball. Alexis Lacey is absolutely everywhere to start. And Coach Galab talked to me before the season about Alexis Lacey. First thing he said, great on the defensive end, super aggressive, in-your-face defender. And you're seeing that throughout the first 5 minutes here tonight. Here she is again. And another turnover taken away by Gonerman. Bernat Ortega, Del Rio Ramirez ahead of the pack, and banks it in. Another turnover by Kennedy King. That's the 3rd fast break easy layup for Highland to begin. 10-6. We'll take a full timeout with 4:36. (10-6) is the score about midway point through the first quarter. Defense to offense for Highland to begin here. I think we're waiting on maybe a sub coming into the game. Not sure why they won't be able to sub. Maybe it's a move by Christelle Harris. Just to wait until the next timeout. Or not, as Destiny Taylor is called back down into a spot on the bench. .425 to go in the first quarter. Already 10 on the shot clock. They haven't even touched the paint yet. Pass inside to Rice. She's double teamed, floats it back out. Jackson off the mark. And I'm not sure the shot clock should have reset, but I guess it did hit the rim. Bernat Ortega steals it in. Jada Jackson takes it right back and count the basket and the foul. Well, that wasn't exactly what the Statesmen wanted on the offensive end, but it turns out good because the ball just took a weird ricochet, and then Jackson scooped it up. And baskets are really going to come at a premium here tonight as Gonerman and Bernat Ortega come to the bench. Ness comes in for the first time along with Walker Castle. Jada Jackson caps off the three-point play. Tofolowski trying to get post position. Del Rio Ramirez, one more. Walker Castle with a hand in her face. It was partially deflected. Lacey keeps it in play to Del Rio Ramirez, who's trapped with 5 on the shot clock. finds Ness. Walker Castle, someone's got to put something up. Great pass inside, and Del Rio Ramirez banked it in. Great vision by Mikiana Walker Castle. Double team, and poked out of play. Jackson out of her reach. Ness picks it up. The lefty goes in, stops, and walked before she laid it in. It was a good idea to play off too, but just too strong. (12-9). Walker Castle and Ness, along with Lacey, are on the front line. Williams breaks the pressure and draws the foul. It's on Lacey. That's her second. So she'll come to the bench along with Del Rio Ramirez and Tofilovsky. Garrido checks in for the first time today. And Blackman comes back in. Jada Jackson tries to go between her legs. Good defense by Ness. Forces yet another turnover. Walker Castle on the drive. Draws a couple of defenders, but it was poked away. And Ness is on the floor for the tie-up. The possession arrow goes to the visitors from Kennedy King. That's such a tough play if you're a coach, because you can see what Walker Castle was trying to do, trying to draw two defenders and kick it out for an open three. But she took one step too far, and it created the turnover. Good ball movement. Jackson, open corner three. She sticks it. We're tied at 12. Jada Jackson, 6 quick points off the bench. Garrido, Walker Castle, corner three. Can't answer. Weak side rebound is taken by Kennedy King. That was Cameron Walker. Back to Jackson. Took some contact and got fouled before she walked, I believe. That's the call. It was a foul. 4th-team foul against Highland, so next time they foul, it will be 2 shots for Kennedy King. Top to Jackson. Had 14 points in their last game versus Truman. In and out on the shot, and Blackman has the rebound. She's going to race back up the other way. Garrido finds herself open. Nearly walked with it. Walker Castle around and out on a three. Fight for the ball. Ness has it, and she's on the ground for another tie-up. This one will stay with Highland. Walker Castle over the top to Garrido. That's a long two-pointer. A little bit short. Ness had just been massive on the glass. Back out to Walker Castle. Way short. And then it's thrown out of bounds. Addison Ness again affecting Kennedy King on the boards. That's at least the 3rd or 4th possession that she's drawn. An extra one for Highland in the first quarter. Walker Castle into Blackman. That was in traffic. Late foul call. It's going to go against Slagveer. Only the second team foul against Candy King, but it gets the Cougars out of a tough situation, although they're going to have to inbound again, because that was right near a 5-second count. Walker Castle bounces to Blackman, is surrounded, goes up, hit the bottom of the backboard, and Jada Jackson has it. She just floats it up the floor. Open corner three is short. And Jackson comes up with the ball, can't lay it in, as Walker missed the initial corner three-point attempt. Ness, they have numbers in transition if they want them. Find the cutter, Walker Castle bounces inside. It hit someone on the Statesman's leg and out of bounds. Walker comes to the bench. Blackman right down the lane. Finds Garrido with the left hand. No. Jackson all the way down into the paint. Hooks it up and in. Difficult shot by Jada Jackson, and she has 8 in the first quarter. Highland has forced a lot of turnovers, and they're still down. That's another foul against Candy King. Highland's played well on the defensive end, but their offense is slowed down. And 2 3-pointers in the first quarter for the Statesmen, 0 for Highland. Shot clock's off. Bernard Ortega from the baseline, short. Rebound by Blackman. She goes back up and scores. Well, Highland's been really solid on the glass to start. So I think we might have a clock issue. So I think the clock was at 20 before that last play. So it's now at 12. Tied at 14. Blackman has 4. Del Rio Ramirez has 4. Bernard Ortega has 4. Jay Jackson up the floor, Garrido pressing, and a little too aggressive. Picks up the foul, and that will send Candy King to the line. And when it's been so hard to score here in the first quarter, you really want to play straight up on that possession. So Fantasia Williams will shoot 2 at the line. First one is good. Second free throw's up. Back iron. Rebound by Blackman. She's doubled in the corner. And a blocking foul. That's the 4th against Candy King, so it's not going to hurt them too much, because Highland still has to go the length of the floor with 2.4. Goes to Walker Castle, tries to hand back off to Blackman. It was stolen. And another turnover for the Cougars in the first quarter. Joshua Galaw's face. He did not look happy after that turnover. But Highland trails by 1 against the visitors from Candy King at the end of 1. A defensive battle in the first quarter with Candy King leading Highland 15-14. Important to note that both these teams, they've not played in a while due to Thanksgiving break. And the last game that Candy King played was on November 22nd. That was 10 days ago for Highland. 11 days ago, that was in their win right here. Larry F. Cale Gymnasium. It was a 71-65 victory. And usually you see a lot of breaks for a Thanksgiving break, and then the holidays near the end of December, and then it's full throttle from January to February, at least a couple of games each week. Ball's on the deck. Start the second quarter. We saw that a lot in the first. Cameron Walker looking for room. 8 on the shot clock. The pass inside is secured by Rice. She flips it up, comes up short. It's tipped out of bounds and goes the other way to Highland. Blackman on the baseline, back outside of Lacey, fakes on a 3, drives inside, too strong, got her own rebound. Gonnerman, short jumper, around and out. Anna Flavia Chagas into the game, and she walks. 2 really good looks for Highland. Can't cash in either. Walker on the drive. Nice move to get to the cup. Inside and out. Chagas, open 3, short. Lacey, another rebound. This one, she sticks back in. Highland has created a lot of chances due to their offensive rebounding. Nice drive off the window, way too strong. That was from Kayla Cherry. Quickly up the 4, Blackman in the open court, lays it in. Tamara Blackman has 6. And then the press. Chagas nearly came up with the steal. Walker drove into traffic, but drew the foul. That's against Lacey. That's actually your first personal. My apologies. I thought I heard 2 earlier for number 1 for Highland. But it was not Lacey. So no worries about her being in foul trouble as for now. 3-point shot. Rings off the iron. And battle for the ball. We'll have another tie-up. This will go to Highland on the missed 3-point shot from Cherry. Gonnerman to Chagas, fakes on a 3, drives inside, strong drive, and she flips it up and in. Anna Flavia Chagas, no points the last 2 games, but she's been impactful. This time comes up with the steal, down at the other end, leaves it off to Blackman. Can't bank it in. And the rebound is secured inside by Candy King. Cherry quickly races up the floor, stops at the elbow, and hits. Cherry created space and is now up to 5 points. Garrido tries a 3 and buries it. Rather, that's Amada Del Rio Ramirez from 3. She has 7. Chagas nearly came up with another steal, this time called for the foul. Was a half step away from a steal and possibly a score. Chagas comes out, Bernat Ortega comes in. Blackman also comes out, and Olivia Kleinfelter comes in for the first time. Jackson was left alone. Can't make him pay. Short offensive rebound by Kennedy King. Jackson gets it back. Passes inside. Great dime drop. And Walker on the receiving end. Lacey inside of Kleinfelter. Stolen. Here comes Cherry in transition. As Jackson to her left tries to spin inside. Wild attempt, throws it off the glass. They get the offensive rebound. That was blocked, and it will stay with Kennedy King. Boy, it looked like Cherry was stuck there and really forced to shoot. She got a fortunate bounce. Step back three from Walker. Hits the iron and goes off. And Gonnerman has the rebound. Nice look-ahead pass to Bernat Ortega, but she turned it over as Del Rio Ramirez was open underneath the basket. Nice crossover, but Jackson can't hit the free throw line, Jay, but she will tie up Kleinfelter. Possession error keeps it here. We've had 4 tie-ups so far. Not even close to being done with the first half. This game has been extremely intense. Jada Jackson already has 8. Cherry back to Jackson. Slagveer, 3 on the shot clock. It was poked out of play. And it will stay with the Statesmen. Only 3 on the shot clock. Goes to Jackson. 3 seconds working against Lacey. Floater on the fly. She nearly got to fall, but Gonnerman clears the rebound. Lacey tried to bounce it to Del Rio Ramirez. Not really a reason to make that pass right there, as Lacey just crossed half court. Bernard Ortega tries her first 3. It's blocked by Jaquila Rice, who had 3 blocks against Truman a couple of weeks ago. In the game she fouled out, but more of that defensive and rebounding presence for Christelle Harris's team. Lacey finds Kleinfelter off the inbound. Finds Del Rio Ramirez, open for a free throw line jumper. It's short. And Lacey will be pressuring Cameron Walker all the way up the court. Cherry skips it across the court. Dangerous pass. It finds its way to Walker. And the floater's all net. Kleinfelter inside. Pressure from behind. I don't think it was blocked. Gonnerman tries to save it. Instead, it starts a fast break the other way. Cherry in the open court. Leaves it off for Walker. Can't finish. And then a late foul. Really late foul call. Walker looked like she hit the side of the rim, so it makes sense that she got fouled. And she'll go to the line for 2. Takes a lap around the rim and drops through for Walker, who has 7. She had 14 last game on 5 for 12 from the floor. But she only missed 1 2-point shot. She was 1 for 7 from 3. Blackman comes in for Del Rio Ramirez. 25-23. Blackman on the drive, drew the foul on the floor. It's going to go against Slagveer, I believe. That is her third, so she's going to come out of the game for Jada Jackson, the Atlanta, Georgia native. She's already hit 1 3-pointer today, coming in second in the region in three-point percentage at 46%. Pass inside. Kleinfelter was left alone and then denied by Rice. Looked like she wasn't sure on who to guard, but comes up with the defensive recovery. Lacey with another steal. Bernat Ortega leaves it off to Blackman. Another fast break bucket for the Cougars. An unselfish play by Bernat Ortega. Jackson to the rim. Took some contact. Too strong. Kleinfelter has the rebound. Bernat Ortega tries to push it up the court. Leaves it for Lacey. Nice bounce inside. Kleinfelter is fouled. Rice thought she got, or Walker rather, thought she got all ball. But it results in 2 shots for Olivia Kleinfelter. Lacey comes out for Nass. Those two on the defensive end, Alexis Lacey and Addison Ness, have just been a force at really the top of that pressure that has helped not only just force turnovers directly, but indirectly, just caused by Kennedy King speeding up a little bit and trying to get through the Cougars' pressure. Kleinfelter way short on the second. So she misses both at the line. Nice pass up the floor to Walker. Inside the paint. Couldn't bank it in. Battle for the rebound is taken by Kennedy King and scored off the window for Fantasia Williams. Bernat Ortega finds Nass. Trapped in the corner, picked up her dribble. Was really just looking to skip it across the court. Pass inside of Kleinfelter. That was dangerous. She got it. Back out to Ness. Her three-pointer. Short. And Kennedy King has the rebound with Williams. One-hand pass to Cherry. Nice crossover. Kicked it. It somehow found its way back to Williams, who's fouled. Well, Cherry was looking for a very exciting play to get her inside the paint. It kicked off her foot. And luckily, it was Williams who met the ball like she was cutting towards the rim and drew the foul. Williams, good on the first. And perfect on the second. That shot from the left side is pretty. That is a great jumper by Williams. Lego comes into the game for the first time. So does Mariah Mitchell with 3 to go in the first half. And Lacey checks back in for Highland. Ness to Blackman. Back to Ness. She'll fire another 3. Can't hit this one either. And a nice save by Jackson. She hit it off Lego. And back it goes to Kennedy King. They have their largest lead of the game at 4. Walker. Threw it up. Rebound was by Kennedy King. And I think it's going the other way. And it is. Foul goes against Tatiana Roquimore. Her first foul. Just knocked Lacey out of the way. Lacey back outside, Lego. Good swing to Blackman, into the paint, the floater's up, the floater's around and out. And Cherry has the rebound. Jackson fakes on a 3-pointer. The floater from the baseline hit the side of the backboard. Rebound attempt by Roquimore. And she walked. before she could get it on the rim. Cougars are going to need to try to score in the half court. Lacey. Lego thought about a three and lost the ball. Jackson has it. And a foul against the Cougars, which wouldn't be a bad foul because it stops a fast break, but it's the 5th team foul. So it's going to send it down the other end for 2 free throws. Jada Jackson, the freshman from Atlanta, Georgia, went to North Paulding High School. This year she hasn't shot great from the floor, just around 30%, but 46% from three. She hits the first free throw. If you shoot above 40% from three, a lot of teams are going to try to run you off the line. That's what Highland's tried to do today, but she scored in a variety of other ways, including the foul line, and she's now in double figures with 10. 6-point lead for the Statesmen. Mitchell, bounce inside of Lacey. Inside of Mitchell. She spins, stops. Lacey, nice move into the paint. Draws a lot of defensive attention. Lego, an air ball on the three. That's a shot that Highland wants to take. Ness comes up with a steal. Can't keep it. She does keep it in play, but it goes to Kennedy King. And now a triple team. And Walker threw it away, and it's taken right back by Jackson, and then at last hit, Jada Jackson. Mitchell in the middle of that 2-3 zone. Ness, one more. Blackman was open, decides not to take the three. 3 on the shot clock. Lacey fires it up. Short. Lego has the rebound, goes right back up. Also off the front of the iron. Ness has the rebound. Finds its way to Lego. The last minute of basketball here has not been the prettiest. A lot of good hustle by both teams. Now, there's been a lot of times when possession of the basketball has been up in the air. Highland would really like to close this deficit. Blackman has it nearly taken away, finds Lego for her knees. Skip pass to Ness. 5 on the shot clock. Blackman inside of Mitchell. To her left hand, scoops it high off the window. And it's short. Jada Jackson. Bounce pass. Well, it was off the mark for Williams. That's a tough bounce pass to catch in transition. About a 7-second difference, shot clock, game clock. Lego. Mitchell open for 3. High arcing three-pointer short. Back to Mitchell. Shot clock back to 20. They can hold for one shot if they want it. Instead, Lacey goes quick. Ness, one more. Lego launches a 3. Just grazed the rim. Blackman has the rebound, tossed it back out to Lego. Now just 5 on the game clock. Ness hooks it back out to Mitchell. Back to Lego. She wasn't looking for it. It goes out of bounds. Cougars had the ball for about 3 minutes of real time there and can't score the bucket. 1.6 seconds for Kennedy King to do something. Jackson up the floor to Walker. She turns, she fires, can't bank it in. And that will close out the first half of play. Oh, it was really a defensive battle in the first, and then Kennedy King able to score some baskets, especially from beyond the arc. In the second, they hit 2 threes, and they lead 31-25, led by Jada Jackson, who has 10. Cameron Walker added 8. Fantasia Williams had 7. For Highland, Tamara Blackman had 8, followed by Amada Del Rio Ramirez with 7. Well, the Highland forced a lot of turnovers, but Kennedy King was able to score in transition and get better shots in their half-court offense in the second quarter. We'll see what adjustments both teams make coming out of the halftime locker room. But with that, we'll take a break with Kennedy King leading Highland 31-25 at halftime. Back here in Larry F. Cale Gymnasium in Freeport, Illinois. Candy King leads Highland 31-25 at the half. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Oppenheim. Ready to get going for the second half. Leading scorers, Jada Jackson has 10 for Candy King. And Tamara Blackman has 8 for Highland. A lot of turnovers forced by Highland in the first quarter, not so much in the second. Candy King, they have their largest lead of the game. Kaylin Cherry trying to bounce it inside. 5 on the shot clock. Back to Cherry. Got to put something up. They do, and it's short on the shot from Williams. Only got some easy baskets on the fast break off turnovers. The question is, can they get some easier baskets in the half court? They do not on the first possession. Cherry comes up with the steal. It's like Veer off the window. Did not touch rim. Gonnerman will begin the second half for Highland. Skip pass. Bernat Ortega. Corner 3. She's got it. Pilar Bernat Ortega hits the second triple for Highland today, and it's a big one. And then it's just thrown out of bounds. Fantasia Williams. And Christelle Harris has got to be happy. It's at least not a live ball turnover, but any turnover you have before you even get to half court, those are usually not the ones you want to see as a coach. Bernat Ortega tries another 3. Can't hit this one. A reload. Lacey into the paint. Floats it up and in. Count the basket and the foul. Well, the lane just opened up after the offensive rebound for Blackman. And the Cougars looking to tie the game up quickly in the second half. Lacey short. Can't cap off the three-point play. 5-0 start for the Cougars. Cherry, Jackson. Finds the lefty Williams, way short. Blackman got undercut, but she still comes up with the rebound. Gonnerman up the floor, wide open's Bernat Ortega. Can't bank it in. It just rolled off. Jada Jackson came off the bench and scored 10 in the first half as Cherry answers with a three-pointer. Her second 3, and she's up to 8. Lacey on the drive, goes around Cherry, bounces to Gonnerman. Short. Taylor comes out of the pack with the rebound. Del Rio Ramirez in the way. Lost the ball going up, but was fouled. Blackman comes out, Walker Castle comes in. Destiny Taylor has split a pair of free throws at the line today, and she misses on the first. Second free throw, in and out. Rebound is secured by Rice. They hit another 3. It was Cherry again. Back-to-back possessions with a triple. Walker Castle quickly launches. That was deflected by Rice. She picks up the block. Largest lead of the game for the Statesmen. Jackson to Cherry, tries another triple and buries it. 3 straight triples from Kayla Cherry. Timeout Highland. The Chicago, Illinois native catching fire in the second half. The lead is 10 for Candy King with 7:04 to go. Full timeout for Highland, largest lead of the game. The Cougars are looking for a response after the Highland timeout. 10-point lead for Kennedy King. Kayla Cherry, 4 triples, 3 in this half, back-to-back-to-back possessions. She was 1 for 6 in their last game against Truman from 3. Not so much today. That last one was a long one. Walker Castle hits it right out of the timeout. Really big shot. Michaela Walker Castle was 0 for 4 from distance prior to that make. And now they come out in a full court press. Quickly up the floor, pass inside of Rice. Size advantage was denied. Gonnerman. Pass in the corner goes to Cherry. Walker Castle's right on her. Jackson inside the paint. Tried to leave it off to Taylor. Pass was too wide. And a turnover. Moves the ball back over to Highland. Donovan, W. Ramirez, great ball movement. Bullseye! Bernat Ortega. The threes are flying. Already more in the second half through 4 minutes than we saw the entire first half. Timeout, Kennedy King. How about that timeout for Highland? Call a timeout when the lead was at 10, hit back-to-back threes, and the Statesmen call a timeout. The lead is 4, and this is a full timeout, so we'll take a break. .6:02 to go in the third quarter. You've seen 2 threes for Highland and 3 for Kennedy King. That's led to some big scoring to begin the second half. Trapped in the corner off the inbounds. Gonnerman was guarding Taylor. Back outside to Cherry behind the back. Nowhere to go. 5 seconds. Jackson spins in the lane. The floater's up. The floater's off. It rolls out. Rebound is secured and then fouled. Is Destiny Taylor. That was a great move in the paint by Jackson to wiggle herself free. That's one where Highland played good defense for about 25 seconds, but then just couldn't secure the rebound. Rice comes out for Walker. Taylor's holding that on the first. Missed her last 2 free throws at the line. This time she hits both. Gets a friendly bounce off. Back iron and in. Pass up the floor. That was last hit by Kennedy King. Walker Castle, one more. Bernat Ortega tries again. Can't hit this time. Rebound was last hit out by Del Rio Ramirez. Jackson The floater on the fly, off glass. It's good from Cameron Walker. She's into double figures with 10. Lacey doubled. It was deflected. Gunnerman goes in the backcourt and then throws a blind pass, but luckily Lacey was there. Walker Castle way off. Battle for the loose ball. Tie up. Stays with Highland. Blackman comes in for Gunnerman. And Lacey to trigger. Goes inside, Del Rio Ramirez. Great post position and gets the bounce. Cherry, they left her alone. Oh, and Highland catches a break. Erdy hit 3 triples in the second half. Lacey, Del Rio Ramirez. Bernat Ortega tries a 3. Back iron. Walker Castle has the rebound. Back outside, Blackman. Walker Castle fakes on a 3. Drives inside, lays it off the window. Way too strong. And Walker has the rebound. Jackson. Try to feed it inside, off the hand of Slagveer, and out of bounds. Turnover, Kennedy King. Benaya Watson comes in for the first time for Walker Castle, and Ness comes in for Del Rio Ramirez. Bernard Ortega leads the way with 10 points. Had 16 points last time on this court. 7 for 14 from the floor, 2 for 6 from 3. Watson right off the bench and into the scoring column. She caught the ball and made a quick move to the hoop. 4-point game. Trap. Lacey takes it away and lays it in. More defense to offense. It's a 2-point game. Lacey has 8 points. Jackson had a steam, stops, misses from the free throw line. Watson has the rebound. Lacey's racing up the floor. Sees 3 statesmen. It's going to be another tie-up. This time it's going to go to Kenny King. Jaquila Rice comes in for Cameron Walker. Showing a little bit of a full court press, at least making them take time to get over. This is nearly a 10-second count. They just get it over. Jackson, pass inside. Wild attempt, Taylor was blocked. They call a foul against Watson. Looked like she had a lot of ball, but might have hit the body as well. 3rd team foul for Highland. And Destiny Taylor goes right back to the line, where she is 3 of 6. Got the first. 4 points have all come from the charity stripe. Rattled in the second one as well. Leads back at 4. Watson, high dribble all the way down the lane. Finds Blackman open. Can't cash out from 3. Great look set up by Watson. And it's Cherry back the other way. Jump stops in the paint, leaves it off. The layup's in by Taylor. Good move by Kaylin Cherry. Playing off 2. Blackman into traffic. Weaves through the lane. The layup just rolls off. Quickly up the floor. Bernat Ortega is able to get in the way and intercept it, with Blackman scooping it up. And Watson has it. Blackman, Watson in the middle, has it poked away, but she was fouled. Foul goes against Cherry. Second team foul against the Statesmen. 2 subs in the game for Candy King. Tatiana Rakimore comes in, and so does Cameron Walker. And Del Rio Ramirez comes in for Highland. Ness, Bernat Ortega, hoist. Can't hit. Jackson has the rebound in the dangerous corner. She gets it away to Rakimore. Flying up the floor, the pass was a little too high. It's secured by Walker. At 5'8" frame, snagged it up top and laid it in. Walker has 12. Watson sees some room, takes contact, can't scoop it in. Taylor, back the other way. Walker leaves it off. Rakimore doesn't get the bounce. Offensive rebound attempts, no good. And then Walker stepped on the end line. 8-point game, and Highland's going to call timeout. They want this lead to stay where it's at and try to work it down to some sort of a manageable number heading into the fourth. 1:36 to go, 30-second timeout, with Highland trailing 50-42 to the Candy King Statesmen. Candy King located in Englewood, Chicago. It's about 2 hours from here, going east, obviously into the city of Chicago. And just to remind you, this is a doubleheader. So next up, it's the Highland men's team taking on the Candy King Statesmen. Got a pretty good crowd here, though, for game one. Del Rio Ramirez in the middle. Bounces back outside. Lacey, one more to Watson. Short. Tipped out of play. Del Rio Ramirez has the rebound. Bounces inside. It was read all the way by Walker on the pass intended for Lacey. Walker's going to go all the way to the cup and banks it in. Coast to coast. Cameron Walker now has a game-high 14 points. That was just too easy. Bernat Ortega. Highland needs an answer. They can't get it. And up the floor went to Jackson. It was deflected. Williams got it right back, though. Fantasia Williams is cut off by Bernat Ortega. Lead is double figures for Candy King. This ties the largest lead of the game for the Statesmen. Rice was looking for Jackson. That was way off the mark. Del Rio Ramirez leaves it off to Ness. 2-on-1, and they capitalize. That's the first basket for Addison Ness. And they'll at least get one more possession with the ball. Pass inside of Rice, and she lays it in. Shaquila Rice standing at 6'2". Her hair makes her look like she's 6'4". That's a big bucket. Del Rio Ramirez trying to answer. Can't from the corner. Rebound is secured by Walker. With 7 to go in the corner. Gets around Del Rio Ramirez and has poked away and stripped by Bernat Ortega with 2. Is going to launch from way downtown. Comes up short. And it's a 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter. As Candy King extends their lead. We got 10 more minutes to play. Double-digit deficit. Highland will face beginning the fourth quarter. 54-44 Candy King. Back for the fourth quarter, 54-44. Lead was 6 at halftime. Well, he got back out to 10 by the Statesman, got as low as 2, and then Candy King took back control of the game. Looking to improve to 7-1 on the season. Side of Del Rio Ramirez. Bounces. Nice bucket by Tofilovsky. Using her body to shield off the defender. And bring this game within single digits. Skip pass. Jada Jackson to the rim, got fouled. That aggressive pressure from Highland was used against them. Once they broke the double team, Jackson was open. Jada Jackson hasn't scored in this half. Cherry has 14, Walker has 14. 3 double-digit scores for Candy King. Highland just has 1. Bernat Ortega has 10. Jackson good on the first free throw. Also good on the second. Back to 10. Walker Castle, Bernat Ortega, launches, short. Ness battling for the rebound, gets the tie up. And the possession arrow favors the Statesman. Jackson. These two, they rotate it. Deflected by Bernat Ortega, and it last hit Williams. She stepped out of bounds while trying to keep it in play. Rice comes in for Williams. And now with the 9 that Candy King has today, it's pretty much just been a rotation of 7. Tofilovsky on the drive, draws 2. Good recovery defense by the Statesmen. Del Rio Ramirez pulls up, 15-footer, it's all net. Mata Del Rio Ramirez has 11. Jackson. Drives baseline. Is fouled. That's a tough one to pick up. So you know you're going to need those fouls down the stretch. Williams comes quickly back in. Slag Veer goes to the bench. In the paint, Williams, left hand. Short, she got it back, goes back up, and sticks it in. Cougars want to force some turnovers on the defensive end, and that definitely could lead to fouling. Want to try to get some easy baskets in transition, which they had in the first quarter, and then Candy King has done a good job not turning or having live ball turnovers at least. Mata Del Rio Ramirez inside Tofilovsky. Got it back, while the second attempt was way short. Candy King is trying to blow open this game. Jackson thought about it. Cherry. Back iron. Ness has the rebound. Del Rio Ramirez is open up the floor. Jackson comes from behind and pokes it away. Great hustle by Jada Jackson. Now down at the other end to the cup. Wildly off the glass, no good. On the rebound attempt, Taylor is fouled. Gunnerman comes in for Del Rio Ramirez. And Lacey comes in for Ness. Good on the first free throw. Destiny Taylor has found her way to the line a handful of times. Now 6 for 9 from the line. And also it's the second. So a 10 free throw night for Destiny Taylor. She's hit 7 of them. Coming off a game where she had a double-double. 10 points, 5 for 5 from the floor, 13 rebounds. Tofolowski throws it out of bounds. Joshua Glaw not happy. As you might imagine on the sideline, the turnovers, it's been an issue for them all year. Even in the wins, the turnovers, it's been a major issue. As Rice goes over the top, but Gonnerman snags it. And sticks it back in. Well, that was just an example of height winning out. They need this answer. Bernard Ortega cannot hit. The lead is 14. Taylor was open up the floor. Nice hands by Lacey. She deflects it and now goes down at the other end and banks it in. Into double figures. Alexis Lacey comes up with another steal as well. Taylor on the drive. Too easy. That was just 2 dribbles and right to the rim. Taylor's in double figures. Walker Castle's no good on the 3. 4 players in double figures for Candy King. Here comes Cherry, looking to add to her total. Stops. And way off balance. And the shot was off the mark. Cherry's slowly coming up the floor. And now she's going to be down at the other end as she was slow at the offensive end. They get the defensive stop in the bucket. Timeout, Highland. It's a full timeout. The lead is 16 for Candy King, their largest lead. We'll be back in the last 6:01 to get. .6:03 to play. Cougars in need of some buckets and quickly. Lacey, Walker Castle, Gonnerman, Bernard Ortega, and Watson on the floor for Highland. Watson pops out. Back to Gonnerman. Back inside of Watson. That's a quality shot. Just missed it. Lacey has the rebound and got fouled. Alexis Lacey had 2 points, 1 for 4 from the floor in the game against Lewis and Clark. That was a win. She has had an impact on this game right from the jump. She came up with a steal and a bucket, and she's in double figures with 10. But misses both free throws. That hurts. Chance with the clock stopped to get back into the game. And Highland cannot capitalize. Jackson has it. 12 on the shot clock. Up top against Walker Castle. Push back out onto the perimeter. Double team. It's deflected. Now taken away. Alexis Lacey again. Lacey to the rim. Leaves it off for Bruna Ortega. Back to Gonnerman. Back to Bruna Ortega. Corner pop. Nope. And coming in, flying to get the rebound, was Watson. Great hustle. And she draws the foul. Well, Mania Watson definitely is auditioning for more playing time. She has played hard here in the second half as Bernard Ortega checks out. Tough shooting night for the Spain native. Walker Castle. Blackman was cut off. Gonnerman inside of Blackman. Tough pass to make. Not a lot of room. And Cherry will take it back the other way. Candy King is fine with taking clock. This time Walker just goes straight to the rim. Didn't touch iron. And then back up and scoring is Taylor. She has been a menace on the offensive glass here today. 18-point game. Gonnerman, short baseline jumper. It's pure. Float inside to Rice. Nice defense by Blackman coming from the backside and taking it away. Tries to find Walker Castle. Somehow gets to her. Can't spin it in. Was very far underneath the hoop. And now Jackson back the other way. The floater's up. And it rolls off and then just swatted out by Watson. His volleyball spike. Maybe expect someone like Addison Ness to do that. Plays on the volleyball team as well. Blackman has it in transition. Gonnerman pulls up and banks it in. Back-to-back buckets for Bree Gonnerman. It's 14. The lead now for Candy King. Rice back to Jackson. Walker loose with the handle. And Walker Castle takes it away, but she was on the sideline. Ness comes in for Highland. Williams comes in for Candy King. Cherry fakes on a three. Pulls up for a long two. Is blocked by Lacey. She has been everywhere on the defensive end. Gonnerman finds the cutter. Ness. Nice cut. And no foul called. It was blocked out of play. Man, that looked like a foul from up here. Wow. I mean, it was a lot of ball, but when you're coming from behind over the shoulder, that's usually called. Though it probably is not going to have any effect in this game, you would think. 14-point game, 2:54 to go. Bound to Gonnerman. Watson from the left wing. Steps in with confidence. It goes in and out. Blackman has the rebound. Back to Ness. She's surrounded. Tries to throw it up. No foul call. Lacey back outside. Watson. Another attempt. Euro steps in. Takes some contact. Can't finish. Back outside to Ness. A third chance. She's fouled. It's on the floor. Third team foul against Candy King. Took about 25 seconds on that possession. But no bucket yet for Highland. Rice going to come in for the Statesmen, maybe to help clean up the glass. Well, the Highland men's team is going to be playing in about 30 minutes or so after this game, taking on the Candy King Statesmen again here on this doubleheader. day into the night as Blackman is fouled. Splits the pair at the line. Three-pointers off the mark for Jackson. It's deflected and taken. And an offensive foul. Wow. It looked like maybe it was Watson coming out of the pack with the ball. Hit. Man, it's hard to... I think that's Destiny Taylor. She took one to either like the neck or the face. Check your nose for blood. That's a big play. That would have been a transition opportunity for Highland. Instead, 20 on the shot clock for the Statesmen. And the 14th foul against the Cougars. So next foul will put Candy King at the line. Walker tries a three, way short. Gonnerman has the rebound, is foul. That is not a good foul by Cameron Walker. And Christelle Harris is letting her team know about it. Fouling 70 feet away from the basket against a team that's struggled to score in the half court. So Bree Gonnerman, already 4 in the quarter, and looking to add to it. Got the first one. We've seen crazier things happen. Well, that's not going to help. Missing another free throw, although Blackman has the rebound. Lacey back up. Can't bank it in. Back outside the Gonnerman. The shot hits back iron and is off. That was Highland's chance to try to cut it to within 10 or single digits. And with 1:50 to play, Candy King is fine with taking most of the shot clock. They played a terrific second half. Jackson into the paint, playing off 2, and then walked. Walker comes out for Taylor. Watson. Pass inside, was looking for Gonnerman. It's overhead, but Lacey's right there. Nice crossover into the paint, and then it's just swallowed up. Jaquila Rice. And then the foul's going to go against Gonnerman. I believe that was the signal. Joshua Glaw not happy about the call. He's going to send Candy King to the line to shoot 2. And Tasia Williams off firing on the first. The rebounding difference been pretty big in this game. Highland got a lot of offensive boards, but they couldn't capitalize. Candy King was just better from the floor. They created more open looks. As Williams does hit the second free throw. And really, once Kayla Cherry hit 3 straight three-pointers and the lead got up to 10, Cougars had a couple of chances in the third, but not so much here in the fourth. Blackman on the drive, has it poked away by Rice. Some finishing touches for Cherry, and the left-hand layup rolls off the rim. Lacey to Watson, facing Rice, bounces to Blackman, and draws the foul. Just pounds into Taylor and gets 2 shots at the line. 54.9 to go. Blackman hits both free throws. She has 11. It's an 11-point game. 50 seconds to play. Don't see Highland trying to foul. Down double figures. Kenny King content on holding the ball. 10 on the shot clock for Jackson. Cherry, corner three, high arcing three. Great contest by Watson. They get it back, though, with 5 on the shot clock. It didn't hit rim. Jackson is going to have to launch. It's knocked away by Ness. Shot clock violation. But the Statesmen took all 30 seconds of the shot clock, leaving Highland with just 24 seconds to play. Once again, coming up next, the Highland men's team takes on the Candy King Statesmen. Men's team played a couple games over the Thanksgiving break, and we'll tell you about them in our pregame show as Jackson goes around the world to the basket. Can't scoop it in. And Watson has it with 2. He's going to fire up a shot. And Kennedy King will take the win and improve to 7-1 on the season. They improved to 4-1 on the road. Highland, after losing their first 3 games of the season, won their last 4, and now move back to 500 at 4-4. Once again, Highland men's team will be taking on Kennedy King coming up right after this in about 30 minutes. But the score for the women's game: Kennedy King 69, Highland 58. Once again, here from Larry F. Gymnasium.